In the highlands of central Kenya, not far from the old, weathered ridges of Kirinyaga, there lay a forest that people rarely spoke of in anything but a whisper. It was called NDARU Forest, a place so feared that even the bravest hunters refused to set foot within its borders after sunset. The elders would say the forest was alive, in a way no human could truly understand, and that a spirit, a dark entity, walked among its ancient trees when darkness finally settled. Most of the villagers heeded these warnings, their fear a shield against the unknown. But one young man did not. His name was Kamau, a stubborn and fearless herder, known for laughing in the face of superstition. To him, the stories were just tales spun by old folks to scare children. One evening, after a long day of grazing his cattle, he realized his most prized cow, a beautiful creature with a hide like polished ebony, was missing. Without a second thought, Kamau ignored every plea, every warning from the village elders, and marched straight toward NDARU Forest just as the sun bled its last light from the sky. As he approached the shadowed entrance, a sudden cold wind brushed against the back of his neck. It was strange, because the evening air was warm and still. He shivered but pushed on, muttering to himself, "Old stories don't scare me. I just need my cow." The forest swallowed him whole. The moment he stepped past the first line of trees, the path behind him seemed to vanish, though he was too focused to notice. The trees here grew unnaturally tall, their branches twisting and contorting like the gnarled fingers of skeletal hands reaching for the sky. The deeper he ventured, the quieter the world became. It was an unnatural silence. No crickets chirped, no nightbirds called, not even the gentle whisper of leaves in the breeze. It was a dead, heavy quiet that pressed in on him from all sides. And then came the sound. A single, slow, deliberate knock. Toke, toke. Toked it echoed through the dead air. Kalmo froze, his head snapping up. The sound was like wood being tapped firmly, coming from somewhere high above him. He scanned the canopy, his eyes searching the twisted branches. He saw nothing. Shaking his head, he dismissed it as a falling branch or his imagination playing tricks on him and kept walking. But the knocking followed, keeping his pace. Talk. This time it sounded closer, almost right behind him. Kamau spun around, his heart beginning to hammer against his ribs. A tall, gaunt shadow stood between two massive trees. It wasn't a person, it was too thin, its limbs too long, and its head was tilted at an impossible, unnatural angle. Kamau's breath hitched in his throat. The figure didn't move, yet he could feel its gaze crawling over his skin, a feeling like cold insects marching across his back. He forced his dry lips to form words. Who are you? There was no reply, only the knocking again, but this time the sound wasn't from the trees. It was inside his own skull, a sharp, painful rap against his brain. Talk, talk. A wave of pure terror washed over him. Kamau stumbled back, his bravado crumbling into dust. He tried to run, to flee back the way he came, but the forest itself seemed to conspire against him. The paths bent and twisted into new, unfamiliar shapes. Trees shifted, their dark trunks moving like silent guards to block his escape. He ran in circles, his lungs burning, his mind screaming,